Hello everyone and welcome again to this SQL course. Here we are just going to check how we can convert one data type to the other. Of course, we'll have more examples like this throughout the course. I'm going to do something here really simple, so select 1, 2, 3. The query file that we will be using now is the forecasting columns that you can find on the data types section in the course materials. Let me do something. Let me first connect to my local server, and now let's run this select 1, 2, 3. Notice something. I have here 1, 2, 3, but this is enclosed in quotes. Means that now this column that I have right here, or this data that I have right here, I'm going to call this and give an alias as call1. I'm not selecting this from anywhere, I'm just creating this data for you to check. Now, as you can notice, I have 1, 2, 3 here between quotes. The important part is that this is a character variable. Although, what happens when I try to apply a log with this 1, 2, 3 between quotes, SQL will do an implicit conversion. What this means is that SQL behind the scenes is trying to apply a logarithm to this value that's inside the quotes, converting it to numeric before doing the logarithm function. That's why we have a value here, because you can convert 1, 2, 3 that is enclosed in quotes, that's a string, to a number. You can do it because 1, 2, 3 are numbers, although they are being used here as strings because they are given in quotes. If I take out the quotes, this will give me exactly the same result, but now SQL is not applying some implicit conversion. For you to check how the implicit conversion is working on the background, I'll add here an A. And now if I run this 1, 2, 3 A, something weird happens. So SQL implicitly converts this number, takes out the A from the equation. This is a bit odd, that's why you need to be confident when you apply certain functions to character text, just to make sure that you are not converting or implicitly converting something that doesn't make sense. If I check now log of ABC, there's no implicit conversion. Okay, so more than the data types that are defined by you in the table, or that is defined on the table, the data that are contained in those data types define the functions that you can apply. Okay, so not only the data type is more of a guideline for you to understand which functions can I apply. If you only have characters in a character column, of course, you won't be able to apply, for example, a logarithm function, because there will be no implicit conversion to any number. Now, if I put here a 1 between these values, I'll have also no value. What happens is that this trims a specific beginning of a certain number. If I write 1, 2, 3 before, I'll have logarithm. If I take out the 1, 2, 3 and have 2, 1 between two letters, then what we'll have is a null. Okay, so pay attention to this implicit conversion. Let's now test at the end what will happen. Also, no implicit conversion at all. Okay, so if the string starts with a letter, there will be no implicit conversion, or at least the implicit conversion will not work. If it starts with a number, the function will be applied to the beginning of those numbers. I don't see many cases where this is used. Just know that when you are applying something to a character column, you must pay attention to how that character column is specified, what are the expected values in that character column, because you may be doing some implicit conversions when you apply certain functions. Implicit conversions are common in SQL. I've just put here this lecture for you to understand that sometimes these conversions happen throughout a specific column. We will see this also in the practical part. In the practical exercises, we'll have a specific example of this when you apply a logarithm to a column that's a text and there's a single value that's only composed of numbers. The logarithm will have null for all the other text, for all the other characters on the other rows that contains characters, and the logarithm will be applied only to that single row that can be implicitly converted. Okay, so that's why these functions are applied row by row. Okay, I hope this was clear. Just know that this, every time we are giving something in quotes, we are giving characters. Then if SQL can convert it implicitly or not, that's something that's defined by the beginning of the string. If I write here John, of course I can't apply a logarithm to John, null, again, just to exemplify. And I can't take out the quotes and give John. This will give me, of course, no output and an error. I have here the output. There you go. So we have here an error because I can't pass letters other than SQL instructions with no quotes. So the quotes define that this is a character. Again, the other example where we give quotes, or at least one of the few examples, is when we give dates. Okay, when we have dates, as we've seen in the dates data type lecture. Okay, so this was implicit conversion, and just an overview on implicit conversion. Let's go to explicit conversion, something that we can do using SQL functions.